I only have one sibling, my brother, and because of that, you get built-in playmate, but it's also your best friend. And so, as an example, even when he went to college at ASU, I went to University of Kansas. We talk almost every day, always. Mm-hmm. And so, even today, he travels, probably 100 days a year out of the U.S. and we still talk almost every single day, if not phone, text, email, or something. So it's a very close bond between us. I still, kind of subscribe to the fact that I'm unemployable. I never really had a job. I had one job out of college. I was always an entrepreneur. I'm an anti-authority guy. I'm a very libertarian leaning. I don't like people telling me what to do, and I really didn't pay much attention to school until 7th grade, Mr. Kirby in math. And so he figured out I'm really good at math, and so he was the first guy that actually took interest in me to put me in like a special program. And it was kind of my first connection to academics. I learned computers in Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines. The military gave the high school their old card PDP-11 deck system, and they said, you guys go have fun with it. And so what we did was we went and had fun with it. And so I learned high level, low level, mid level computer stuff on the PDP-11 system way back in '79. And then when I went to school at University of Kansas, we started using the first generation mainframes, second generation mainframes. Computer science and business was a good combo. I was highly sought after. And
you graduated about 88?
86.
86, okay.
And I took the job for the most money, $25,500 actually. The story is this: I finished a 30-month program in 10 months, management training program. I was all in. Wrote an inventory program that automated the entire inventory control for all the U.S. Got recognized all the way up the chain of command. They were doing manual before, and I automated it through the computer stuff. And then they told me that my slot wouldn't be available for 30 months until the end of my thing, so not 20 months, and I quit the next week. And drove my U-Haul to Phoenix to be with my brother, not really knowing exactly what we're going to do. But I wasn't going to, I didn't want to hang out for 2 more years in Jackson, Mississippi. I tell that story a lot, actually, because people underestimate what young people can do. And I think when people don't go out there and find out who those superstars are and who the gung-ho people are, how do you reach down the organization and pull them up? Because 5 years later, I was running a multi-$100-million company. And on paper, at NCR, any big company, you couldn't quote-unquote do that, right? For me, that was my first real job, and especially in corporate America, quote-unquote.
Sure.
I figured out very quickly that nobody gave a crap, and so it was really easy to design a culture. And a lot of it was by luck, and over time we got better at it, of how not to be corporate America. Because it's a dispassionate, sterile environment. We wrote the Schlage entry system. We wrote the software for Schlage to have keyless entry systems in nursing homes. And so, like when you pull the little lever, you would ring a bell over there and all kinds of other stuff. So we wrote that software for those guys. But one of the things about it is that we figured out very quickly. We made $5 grand on the software and $2 grand on the PC that we sold with it. And I'm like, okay, it took me 150 or 200 hours to write the code, or I could just sell a computer and make half as much in 10 minutes. Let's go sell hardware. So that's how we started selling hardware. And then we also took an ad in the back of Computer Shopper magazine. My brother said, hey, let's go sell hard drives. So hard drives were coming down literally $10, $20 a month. So it was 60 days out. So we actually put an ad in below our cost at the time for hard drives. But it hit, and we sold 250 that first month and made, I think, $40 each. We're like, okay, $10,000 in gross profit. Ad cost $500. It's a good business. So over a period of months, we basically got rid of everything else and just focused on that. We grew that business to almost $30 million. Then we started adding additional products to it. And then because we knew that hard drives wouldn't be enough growth by itself, and so then we started adding product lines over a period of time. We grew from 1 million to 12 million to 36 million to 65 to 128 million. So that first 5-6 years was just phenomenal growth. So we made lots of mistakes, but we were always kind of gung-ho leaders. very focused on that and very focused on the culture side. We didn't have any money, obviously, because we took a $2,000 cash advance on a credit card to place the first ad. So, but what we did was we didn't take the money out either. So I worked 7 days a week, I think, for 7 years. I don't think I took a day off for 7 years. I would work half-day Christmas because we weren't allowed to work the whole day. So I would go into the office on Christmas. That's how focused we were on being successful. I did nothing but work. But I enjoyed the hell out of it, loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the greatest thrill I've ever had to be in a company that's growing that fast. 93, I met my wife, and that kind of changed. Plus, the business was really starting to make good money then, and so I wasn't as concerned. When I started making money, that became, I didn't understand how to delineate between success, accomplishment, helping other people. But at the time, I grew up as a military kid. We didn't have a lot of money, so I wanted money overwhelmingly, and the business choice was more of a secondary thing. What can make me the most money? I'm not saying I'm anti-conflict, but I don't think conflict's the way to do things. I think the way to do things is to pull out greatness from people, whether it's my kids or people that I work with. What all the guys say in their 70s and 80s is the following, which is you can only be as successful as your least successful kid. And if your kids, I don't care how much wealth, how much success you've had, if your kids aren't well-adjusted, happy, and have meaningful lives, then it doesn't matter.
Interesting.
And so I've taken that to heart for 20 years, and that's one of the reasons why I left Insight, because I was traveling 3 weeks a month. Is that just, I couldn't, you can't do all. It's like I would say, you can have health, family, or work. Pick two. Can't have all three at the same time. I call myself a recovering entrepreneur. So I stay awake every night till 2 or 3 at night, and so usually people get calls and emails from me after midnight, and I just expect them to answer and to talk to me right then because I'm focused on whatever it is. So my wife calls me a very competitive guy. I like to make money on else, but I really like having people that I work with become very successful whatever they do. That's my favorite thing.